Alright, we're out here in the garage today. Gonna do a little cooking. Well, maybe not. This is a cast iron Camp Chef. There it says Camp Chef Home. It's a cast iron pizza pan. And it's out here in the garage because it's brand new. And as you can see, it's kind of coarse. The surface. Most of these cheap cast irons are that way. I think this pan was like $24 or something like that on Amazon. So it's, it should last forever. So not that there's anything wrong with it. It's just, it is a little bit coarse. So what we're going to do today is, I got my handy dandy DeWalt orbital sander and some 60 grit sandpaper on it. And we're going to sand this thing down to where it's smooth. And we'll probably do the top edge, and maybe not so much on the top and the sides, just because it is a pizza pan. A regular frying pan, why, you want to get all the edges smoothed up. But this thing I may just concentrate on the bottom. But we'll get it smooth, and then clean it all up and re-season it, and then it will really should never need seasoned again. These things will last pretty much forever if you're not abusing them. You don't over clean them, over scrub them. The seasoning will stay on for a long time. And my stand is just a piece of 8-inch PVC pipe that happens to be about the right size. So I just set it on there. Off we go. Let's get to sanding. Alright, been actually only about 30 seconds of sanding, and you can already see taking off a lot of high spots. You still got some low pitting, but you run your hand over it just with that, and you can barely feel anything now, where it did feel almost like it was sandpaper. It probably felt like it was about a 240 grit sandpaper, and now it feels like it's maybe about a 400 or 600 maybe. It's much smoother. So that's the idea, is to take out all the pitting, smooth it up as much as possible, so that if anything does get on it, it doesn't have a rough surface to stick to. And so realistically, I'll probably spend about 2 more minutes, maybe 5 at the most, and then we'll clean it up and re-season it. Pretty quick process. And you can spend a lot of money on cast iron to get nice smooth stuff. You may end up spending 70 or 80 bucks on one pan, but if you've got a grinder, or if you got a lot of cast iron, go buy a $40 grinder, and you can save yourself a whole bunch of money by cleaning it up yourself. So there we go. We'll finish it up and then go re-season it. Alright, so I've been working on it a couple minutes now. As you're going, you can kind of run your hand over it and feel. You can see it gets the whatever they put on it for seasoning. Why it takes that off and then gets into the cast, so you'll have some black on your hands. But you can feel it. You can feel these little pits, but they're not sticking up. So I'll probably sand a little more in this area. Over here it feels really good. So get this area a little bit more, and then off to the top of the stove to season. Alright, so we're doing this out in the garage. I've got my wood stove going because it's 5 degrees outside. And this has been sitting on there for only about 2 or 3 minutes, and it's dry. It's starting to get warm. The water's pretty much all gone off of it. So this is what I use. Just good old-fashioned lard. Just spoon some in it, and of course you want it to get pretty darn hot first. But put the lard in there. You want it to kind of start smoking. And I take a paper towel and just kind of smear it all around, and do that a couple times. Let it cool off, and it'll absorb that lard down into the pores, and then you have a seasoned skillet, or in this case pizza pan, any piece of cast iron you want to season. Let's get going. Alright, got our spoon of lard, probably about a tablespoon or so. It doesn't take a whole lot. It'll get it melted, get it smeared out on there, and that is the start of the seasoning. Then it's just a matter of letting it cool off and absorb, and you may have to do that a couple times. Heat it and cool it down. Just take that paper towel and kind of make sure you get everything coated. Get up along top edges, hell, and get top of the handles. So we'll let that get hot enough. Keep kind of smearing it around, and once it starts smoking real good, we'll pull it off the heat, let it cool off, and wipe it out. We'll be done. Alright, I got a good coating of lard on it. You can kind of see it starting to turn brown in a few spots, and it's smoking. Taking my paper towel and kind of smeared it around, got a nice even coat on it. And that's one advantage to doing this out in the garage, or if you do it on your gas grill outside. You want to get that thing good and hot, so it's going to smoke, and if it's not smoking, you're not getting it hot enough. So to keep from smoking up your house, why, do it outside, or if you had a portable camp stove or something like that. And I've got quite a bit of cast iron, different cookware, pans, and griddles and stuff, but realistically, if I was going camping, I think I could just take this and use it for about everything. You use it for a griddle on your campfire. You obviously cook pizzas on it, but you could just about cook anything. I suppose it'd be good for frying bacon. You've got low sides, that may be your only disadvantage, but shoot, for $25, I think that's a pretty cheap piece of cast iron that's kind of universal. So as you can see there, it's starting that seasoning's starting to get dark back there where it's smoking. I'll kind of rotate it here in a second, but that's what you want. That's what you want it to look like. So, and I did use lard, but there's been times I've used bacon grease, or you can buy that fancy cast iron seasoning stuff. It's all good, but it's whatever you got mainly. You don't have to get fancy. Alright, we'll try a pizza out, see how it turns out. Well, this pizza ended up turning out really good. Cooked even, didn't stick to the pan, and even this Halo pizza cutter that you see here, kind of interesting and works good. Well, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.